good clapping. I need to like hold my hands right here so I won't clap when I finish, when I'm gonna tell you guys that I'm done with the video.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to video number 2 for the Vault collection. Today we're going to be talking about the Armed and Gorgeous palette, and the reason we're talking about this palette today is because you guys voted for it and this is a palette that won. There's my little poll and it won by 53% against the, what is it called? What's the name of the other palette? The purple one? Forgot the name. Let me see. Bling Boss. Bling Boss? Yeah. Palette. And to be honest, I was watching this very closely and the Bling Boss palette was winning at the beginning. Probably like at the last maybe 5 hours, it went the other way towards the Armed and Gorgeous palette. Now, I was excited for this palette. I feel like this is one of the palettes that has gotten the most like, oh, it's not a good palette, it sucks, da 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 da. So I was pretty excited to try this one. If you haven't watched the first video, which is using the Ring the Alarm palette, I will have the link down below. And there's a little ranty disclaimer in there, so you guys can check that out. Today, like I said, we're talking about the Armed and Gorgeous palette. And we're gonna dive right into it. This is a palette. This is what it looks like. It's stunning. I personally love the color scheme. I was very excited for this green eyeshadow. Now, getting right into it, the green eyeshadow sucks. And I tried making it work. I'm going to leave you guys a little clip of the first tutorial I was doing, which was just a hot mess as soon as I started using this green shadow called Top Secret. I wish it would have stayed a top secret and not came out in this palette, but what are you gonna do? It is what it is. That's the only shade that I had an issue with in this palette, which sucks because the other palette I had like no real issues with it. I just thought there was some shadows that were a little repetitive. But in this one, I feel like they're all different. I would say that Secure and Agent, which are these two, again, are very similar. And this is, again, missing like a bone shade. Just because I say it's missing a bone shade because they are selling these individually. So if someone wants to buy one of these palettes individually and have it as their go-to palette, you know, they don't have that matte cream shade or, you know, anything like that. They do include a like shimmery frosty white, which is very pretty and pigmented in this palette, and it's very pigmented. I personally really like the formulation of that shade. I would say it's in between the formulation of this classified shade down here and this coin shade. I love the coin shade. That's actually what's on my lid today. But I would say this one's a more dry formula when you swatch it, and definitely when you try to apply it. It's very dry to the touch. This one is very creamy, and it's very easy to get chunky and flaky when you swatch it. So I would say the VIP shade got like in the mix of these two to be perfect. So that's that on those. The green shade, again, I didn't like it. It is very splatchy. We got that word from the first video. It's very blotchy and patchy on the eyes. It doesn't mix well with the other eyeshadows. It reminds me a lot of the greens and like the blues that couldn't blend well from the Subculture palette. And it's a shadow that I feel like a lot of people were very excited about because it's like that hunter, mossy green, caca green. And you know, it wasn't good. At least in my palette, this one right here, it wasn't good. And I'm pretty bummed out about it, but I mean, I do have other shades of those type. But if you're buying this palette specifically for that shade, I would make sure you buy this palette individually so that you have the option to return it in case it doesn't work out for you. I bought the Volt, so I don't think I want to return the whole Volt just because I didn't like this shade. I do love the other eyeshadows. They blended beautifully and very pretty on the eyes. So, I mean, I would have probably knocked this palette down to like a B. The first one definitely was an A, even though they had like similar shades. I would say this is definitely a B, kind of like a B minus, just because that shade didn't work out, which is the most, like, when you look at this palette, your eye goes to that shade immediately. So yeah, that's basically it. I will let you guys enjoy the tutorial for this. Concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and the review. Make sure you sound off in the comments and let me know what you thought about this palette. Like I said, I would definitely give it a B minus, just because that specific shade, which I think a lot of us were excited for, definitely didn't work out for me. Other than that, I do like the rest of the eyeshadows and I will continue to use the palette, just excluding that green shade. I do want to mention really quick that in the tutorial I use concealer to do like this half cut crease. So maybe you guys think that that gold shade just pops because of the concealer. That is not the case. That shade is very, very pigmented. It gives you a big pow when you use it without concealer or wetting your brush. It is very, very creamy and pigmented. There you go. There you go. Just wanted to put that out there, that you don't need the concealer to make it pop and make it be super, super intense like it is on my eyes today. And with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you can choose tomorrow's palette, which we are down to the last two, which I'm so excited about. Those are the two that I think I'm most excited about, even though you guys wanted to see these first. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your support, and I will see you all in my next video, and I will try to clap less. Bye.